Okay, we're recording. Welcome everybody. This is Michael Ann with True Aura Beauty with the Dillinger team, and this is our call for January 2019. And I welcome everybody on. If y'all have questions, this is real informal tonight, so if y'all have questions, just stop me. This can be a discussion. That's one of the good things about being on Zoom is I can see you guys and hear you guys, unlike Facebook Live where it's monologue and I'm just talking the whole time. The main thing I wanted to talk about tonight is just to remind everybody that one of the requirements with True Aura is that we have to have 1,000 in personal volume in a 12-month period. So from the time you sign up to 12 months later, you need 1,000 in personal volume. And just a reminder, personal volume can be orders you place yourself. It can be retail sales when people go on your website and order, or it can be if you have a TLC client and they place an order, you actually get volume on the retail. So for example, if your TLC client places an order for the 4-piece skincare, the retail on that is $142, but with their 15% off, they pay $120, but you're gonna get volume credit of $142. So you're gonna get that higher number for your volume. So we do have many of you, most of you have more than done that, and we have some that are somewhere in between. So if you're not exactly sure where you are, you can reach out to me or your leader. We can look that up online. I printed out a list the other day, and we can get that number to you. And then we have some that, you know, are at 0. And so what I wanted to talk about tonight is what some options are and what you can do to get some volume to get to your 1,000, because some people are pretty close and some people are halfway there. So first of all, if this is something that you want to do and you want to continue to pursue it, then we're going to definitely talk about some activities. But the other options, if, you know, maybe the timing is bad or, you know, you're just not really in a place where you can promote it right now, then one option is that you can become a TLC client for your recruiter. And just to remind everybody, TLC is, it's originally a $142 skincare system. You get 15% off, and you do pay shipping the first time. And then 60 days later, you get another shipment. You can get the same thing. You can get that same skincare, or you can switch it out. If you'd rather have something else, you just have to do that minimum of 142. And you also have the option of changing the date. So it's going to automatically come in 60 days, but if you're not quite ready for it, you can push it back and get it. You can wait as long as another 30 days, which would push it out to 90. And after the second doorstep delivery, you're going to get free shipping on all doorstep deliveries, and you're going to get 15% off on every order. So even if you place an order in between, you're still going to get that 15% discount, which is going to more than pay for your shipping. So if you're someone that maybe you haven't sold or you've just been buying it for yourself, you may very well be happier as a TLC client because you're not going to have the minimum requirement. You're not going to have the $15 a month, and you're going to still get 15% off. And you're going to qualify for free shipping once you hit your after your second doorstep delivery. Now, I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying if you're not really in a position to promote it, it's not really worth keeping the consultant status just for your own personal use if you're not using it consistently. So the other option is that you can become a retail client, and it's no discount, and you do pay shipping, but you only order as needed. So there's no recurring order or anything that comes. Do y'all have any questions about the difference in TLC, consultant, retail, and the qualifications?
Michael Ann, are the qualifications a calendar year or a year from when someone signs up?
Well, it's 12 months from when they sign up. So at this point, most of the people on our team signed up when we opened February 19th. They're actually going to have till the end of February. So it's going to be till the 28th. So if you had somebody, for example, that signed up in April, you know, they have till the following, I guess March. I guess that's how it goes. But I know the people that signed up February 19th have until the 28th. And so that's the main group that we're looking at right now, because that's when most of us signed up.
Okay.
Good question. Yeah. All right. Any other questions on that?
If someone wants to change to TLC, do they just call the office?
They can, but there is Yes, if they're a consultant, just call them or email them. But I know a customer can switch to TLC by logging into their retail account, and then there's an option that says switch to TLC or whatever. But for consultants, I think you would have to do that through the office.
Okay.
Yeah, whether you email or whether you call them.
Okay.
And I think it would have to be them. I don't know if you can do it on their behalf. It would probably have to be, because I know if someone wants to stop their TLC, they have to personally email. It has to be like from them in writing. So it's probably the same thing with the consultant status. And also just to remind you guys, you know, that $14.95 a month, right now we have some people who $14.95 is not processing. Maybe they, I know when you have to get a new credit card, you forget sometimes about all the charges. And so what they do is they send an email to you and to your recruiter that says, you know, this person's tech suite fee did not process. And if your tech suite fee does not process, I believe it's 2 months in a row, they're going to automatically change you back to a retail client. But they are not doing that at this point. There's several people that their tech suite fees have not processed. But what Rick said was he's going to wait until after February to put that in play, because a lot of people are probably going to roll over to being a customer anyway. But just know that that's not going to be as lenient. So if you've missed 2 in a row, you may be in danger of losing your status, because you know that's one of the requirements. But if maybe somebody's watching this and it's not a good time for you to be a consultant, you do switch to being a customer or TLC, you can come back anytime and pick it back up. So especially if you don't have any recruits, you don't have any recruits or customers, you're not really giving anything up. It's just buying you some time until maybe things fall into place and it might be a better time. But now for those that want to work and do want to be a consultant, we have some ideas, and am more than happy to get together with everybody. Like I know, for example, anybody that's in my area near, you know, South Haven, Hernando, Memphis, Tennessee area, I am going to do at least one party. I'm going to do one at my house on the 31st of January, which is a Thursday night. And the purpose of that is for my local team to come and bring guests. Not just come, it's not a meeting, come and bring guests. And anything that those guests purchase, they will purchase from the consultant that brought them. So that's something that I'm doing in my area. And I'm even willing, you know, to drive and come to some other areas. I've got a couple of other ladies that I touch base with. One lives, I think, 2 hours, and she's got a group. Then I've got another group of ladies I left a message for that live about 5 hours from me. So I'm willing to, you know, drive and get together with a group that can have some people over. So if you don't live in an area where you can participate in that, then you could just invite some people to your house. You can be the hostess. You don't have to have someone else host it, which you certainly can, but you can also just invite some people to your house. And it seems like if you give them a date, you're a lot more likely to have someone come. Otherwise, if it's just kind of an open-ended invitation, like, hey, do you want to come over? Yeah, I'll get with you. I've been busy or whatever. And you don't set that time, then it seems like it just doesn't happen. So if you set aside that time and you're specific and you say, hey, would you like to come over? I'm doing a party at my house Thursday the 31st. And then that way they've got like a definitive date. So that might be something you want to do, is to have it, have an event and invite some people over. And if they can't come but they're interested, you can always sit down with them one-on-one. And you don't have to be a product expert. Just explain to them, you know, maybe watch some of Gary's videos. There's a lot of good videos on YouTube, plus on the Gary's product page. And you don't have to know every ingredient or what everything does. Just get a good general knowledge of the steps and what the products do. And just sit down and show them the products and let them try it. Or maybe if it's on their lunch break at work or they have makeup on, just do the product on the back of their hand and let them try it and feel it and see what it's like. And just, you know, get it out there. Your mouth is your office. Always keep it open is kind of something that we've said for a long time. Another thing that you can do is you can make a travel and spa basket. And there's really 2 different ways to do the travel and spa basket. you can do it where they just have it for 2 or 3 days, and this is the most cost-effective way, and it's just enough for them to see what it feels like, and you don't even really have to put the repair products in there. You can just put the basic maintenance, and it gives them an idea of what it feels like, what it smells like. The other option is to do a 7-piece set and let them use it for 7 days. I did this in the beginning, and I'm getting ready to do this again. But what I did is I asked for some volunteers that would use it for a week in exchange for me getting before and after pictures. And, you know, it can be kind of costly because you have to purchase all 7 pieces in order to do that. But if you sell, you know, 1 or 2 sets, you've gotten your money back. So when I get ready to do it the next time, I'm going to be selective, and I'm going to have some categories. I'm going to post like, hey, I'm looking for 3 people that would be willing to try the product for a week in exchange for before and after pictures. I need a person with acne, B, a person who's over 50, C, a man. So I don't have, you know, there's some categories I want to find. So, and I have found that, yeah, and a lot of times you'll get younger people that want to do it, which is fine, but you can't really see as big of a difference. So I want people that have older skin or problem skin so that you can, because the whole point of doing the before and after is so you can see a difference. Younger people definitely feel a difference, but it's not going to be as noticeable because they don't have as much damage. So these are just a couple of ideas. I'm just rolling over a lot of them, and I know Jonya's got some she's going to share too. What's that?
No, I probably don't.
Yes, you do. You've got some good ideas. But another thing that I found really effective, because most of us were in beauty control before and have customers that used wet dry. And wet dry was like the #1 selling makeup product. I think like 82% of all makeup that was sold through that company was wet dry foundation. So what we're going to do, what I've been doing to promote the Flawless foundation, the perfect, what is it called? I'm drawing a blank. Flawless foundation, perfect powder.
Perfect powder.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay, so one bit of feedback that I've gotten from more than one person is it doesn't have a mirror and it doesn't have a sponge. So remember when we used to sell lip appeal and you'd have one person that would say, oh, my lips are burning, and then everybody's lips were burning. So we kind of learned to say in advance, now you may feel a little bit of tingling, and then nobody said their lips were burning. So now when I promote the Perfect Powder Foundation, I tell them right up front, now it's not going to come with a sponge and a mirror like you're used to. And let me tell you that the cheap plastic compacts are way cheaper to use. But we're trying to be more environmentally responsible, and these new compacts are eco-friendly. But, you know, it's just like junk food's always cheaper than health food. You know, this new packaging is a little more expensive than the cheap compacts, but they're biodegradable and it's more environmentally responsible. And not only that, I have honestly found that the best way to apply this Perfect Powder Foundation is not with a sponge. For one thing, a sponge can harbor bacteria, but what I found when I first got it and I was using a sponge is that the sponge was picking up quite a bit of the product. And you know me, I like full coverage. So I was doing 2-3 layers of it to get like a full coverage. And I was going through the product really fast. So what I have learned, and give me a second, I meant to have this down, hang on. By the way, this is every True Aura makeup product in this one compact. I mean, not compact, it's a tackle box from, as well as plain old fishing tackle box things. Anywho, this is called a stippling brush, and it's different from a powder brush. You see how a powder brush is kind of loose and the stippling brush is really tight? I don't know how much of a difference you can tell. Okay, this is basically the best way to demonstrate a stippling brush. If you were to take this powder brush and smush it together and how tight it is, that's your stippling brush. You see how dense it is? Now this one happens to be the Morphe M439. Look at one of those videos. Do your little Vanna pose. I really love this brush. I have been using this brush, not this brush, but a brush just like this for years for my liquid foundation. And I love that it doesn't use a whole lot of product. So what I started doing was putting the Perfect Powder Foundation on with a stippling brush, and it does not pick up as much of the product. Because I'm telling you, now I'm not saying all this to my customers. Y'all be able to differentiate what I'm saying to y'all and what you would say to a customer. But, you know, when I was using the sponge, in 2 weeks, I was already seeing the bottom of it. And I'm thinking people aren't going to want to pay, you know, $36 and run out of makeup every 3 to 4 weeks. So that's, we want to make sure we help them make the product last longer. So I tell people sponge is not the best way to put it on. It actually goes on better with the stippling brush, and it doesn't pick up as much product, so you're not wasting as much. Plus, you don't have the whole bacteria thing going on with the brush that you would with the sponge. Now, you can buy these on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, they're like $14 and you'll have it in 2 days. And what I've done, if people want the brush, I just order it on my Prime account and have it shipped directly to them, and they just pay me cost for it. I'm not charging anything extra. So back to what you would say to the customer, just let them know up front, there's no brush. I mean, there's no sponge, there's no mirror, but I recommend putting it on with a stippling brush. Now, if they have a powder brush, they could probably put a rubber band on the end of it. I mean, I don't know. I haven't tried that, but you probably could. You could probably buy these somewhere local too. I just know I like this particular brush. And when I put it on, you can definitely tell the difference in the makeup side and the no makeup side. So I just let people know about that. There is a conversion chart. So if they know what color they wore, you can look that up. That's actually on our Facebook page. That's the banner page. I put it there for easy reference, and you may want to print it out and put it with your stuff, whatever. So you can always promote that. So just people that have bought the powder foundation from you before in the past, just call them up. Say, hey, did you know that True Aura has a perfect powder foundation? And they can use it if they like full coverage. They can use it on top of liquid as a finishing powder if they'd like to do that. And start to make lists. You know, if people call you and say, hey, do y'all have a mascara yet, or an eye makeup remover, or a hand cream, or a lip balm? You know, I can say no, but I'm going to put you on the list. And when we get that, I'm going to give you a call. So when we had the perfect powder foundation, I had a list of like 13 or 14 people that had already told me they were interested in the perfect powder foundation. So they were the first ones that I contacted. So promoting the foundation is great. And also, you know, we can follow up with our people that have bought product that we haven't heard from in a while, or maybe they haven't bought from us yet. Just pick up the phone and call them, or text them, or even if they don't answer and you leave a voicemail, it can be short and sweet. Hey, this is Michael Ann, just touching base, see how you're doing on skincare. If you want to see what's new, or if you have questions, give me a call. And you can always place the order for them over the phone. You can sit from your end and open their account and have it shipped directly to them and just take all their information over the phone. Facebook parties, if you don't know how to do that, we have done, it's in our YouTube page. We did a little tutorial on Facebook parties. So you can always do that. And you can also promote True Aura if you have a customer group. But I think, Janya, what would you recommend to somebody? I know you had some things you were going to talk about, but do you have anything specifically for somebody that's at zero? They have no customers, have not sold anything yet, and they just want some ideas on where to get started, plus whatever else you had planned. If you have anything like that, that would be great.
Well, I had an interruption this afternoon, so I don't have a lot planned, but I knew that you were what you were gonna do. But what I would do, the thing that I was gonna say, one of the things is that if you're starting from zero and you haven't shared the opportunity, even the products, not just the opportunity, but as a TLC, then, or as a consultant, this is a new year. January is the time for lots of people are going to want to try new things. So a new year and a new you, a new look. Would you like to just invite them to try True Aura, because it's something brand new. We're getting ready to celebrate our year anniversary and in February. And so this is totally a revolutionary thing, and they could be in on the front of this. So I like to do you and two. Don't try to get a party together, but just say, would you come and try True Aura? And in your trying Truara, you're going to try something brand new. It's revolutionary. Use that. That is empowering. And say another thing you can do is say, would you come and just let me try this on you, and you tell me how you feel. A phrase that I use is all of the pleasure, none of the pressure. When I do and say you invite 2 or 3 friends, or you and 2, I promise you this is going to be in a relaxing time. It's going to be a fun time. So they're not pressured to do this. You're wanting to get their opinion on it. You want them to try it. So think of the audience that you have. Who loves clean? Who's looking for natural? Well, would you just come by and find out what the time said? I can use 15 minutes or I can do 30 minutes. If you want to have 2 or 3, we can do an hour. We can do a fresh face, and we can add some makeup. So just find out what they want. Say, are you ready to have a new look? A new look for the new year is amazing. Are you tired of your old makeup? Are you tired of that? What does your drawer look like? Tell me what your cosmetic drawer looks like. Do you have just a lot of things that you never use? How would you like to start really fresh this year? And show them the 4 sets and say, look how clean and fresh and simple this is. Just kind of find your niche of what you love about it. You can even be really honest and say, you know what, I love this for myself, and I'm not really good at asking someone else to try it, but I love this and I don't want to keep it from you. Who do you know that would just love, maybe just to have a time with girls, and let me show this to you, let you feel it and know for yourself. So that's kind of what I would just be really real with them. If you're a TLC, it's because you've loved it. If you're a consultant, it's because you've loved it and you wanted to share. So just be who you are and say, you know what, I love this. And it's really not easy for me to do this. But another thing, girls, is Truara has amazing hostess rewards, and it's discounts. So we've got people that say, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't really have money to spend. And so I'm going to call, I've got 5 girls that need to not quite to 1,000. So I'm going to say, as a TLC, I said, you know what, you can host a party and you can receive the discounts, and then you can get some I will get the sales from that, but they get the discounts from having a party. And sometimes that may be what they're needing. They don't want to maybe have the money to go and do that order. And so let your TLC girls be a hostess. If you have even just one TLC, or offer them the TLC, because a lot of people, I just talked to a girl today, in fact, that was trying to decide what she was going to do. I just told her exactly what Michael Ann. Remember that you're giving them the choice, and we have awesome choices for them that you can be. This is what the retail, and this is what the doorstep delivery. Girls, I don't know if you remember that there's things that girls can get online, and it's a box of things that they don't even know what's in it, and it's cologne and it's Bath and Body, and they pay $40 or something for it. And our doorstep delivery now, they get the core skincare set first, and then their next 60 days or 90 days, if they want, capitalize on that flexible. Because that flexible means they get to choose out of all that Truara has what they want to put in that. So I think it's helping our TLCs, those of you that haven't done it, help them to know they can be a hostess and get some discounts to go on their TLC doorstep delivery, that they're not going to get the same thing. Also, remember that some people don't want to purchase a whole 4 skincare set. Now, we know that's not a very smart thing to do, but I'd rather have someone say, I want the cleanser and I want a daytime moisturizer. Well, I'd much rather them get that from me than go someplace else and get it, if they feel like I'm going to force a 4-piece skincare set on them. So even know that you can have those girls over, or just say, take a cleanser someplace, squirt it out. My soul, we used to do that so many times. And you can show people on their hands what their face is going to feel like. So you take that that cleanser and squirt it on there, their hands are going to feel smooth and soft. And if they get $28 as a cleanser, they get started, and they have their first step of Turara. And so you be yourself, be you. Remember why you loved it and why you joined in the first place as a TLC or as a consultant, and just show the product, and the product will then sell itself. The other thing that Michael and I talked about on the phone the other day is that we can still, if you want to reward someone with when they purchase something, what kind of gift can you give them? Well, I was so glad that she said this about the brush that she just talked about. Well, I bought something, and you can get it from Ulta, and it is a sponge. I don't know. Can you see this, Michael? Can
Yeah.
you see that? Okay. So this, I couldn't see you, so I didn't know if you could see me. Okay. This is a sponge, and it's a beauty blender. It's called a powder puff. So it's really not a sponge. It's a powder puff. And this is the coolest thing, and it's $15. So, you can decide if you're a TLC, you're going to get 15% off. So you could package a highlighter or a perfect powder foundation and a blush. And when they did that, I love what Michael Ann did. If you don't want to purchase these to, and just have them ready, you could do that and get some in a bulk, or you could have it sent to them and say, when you buy $100 worth of makeup, let them choose what we have, then I'm going to send you this amazing powder puff, and it's a lot better than our grandmothers used to use. And here's the deal with that deal. I'll show it to you. See this? Okay, this is it's real puffy. So here's the pink side. Here is they call it a tan side, but it's really like I just call it a cream color. Okay, so this is what I have been putting my foundation on with. All right, some of people have said they don't think it's full coverage enough. This makes it full coverage. And it's like Michael Ann said with the brush, you rub it on there, and it's buildable. It's a lot more buildable than the brush is. Can you see that? Can you see how? And you don't waste it. Okay, and then I love this because this can flip. Well, this is what you use. This side you use to put it on. This side you use to, like, under your eye. You can smooth it out. This is a smoother. So I even smooth my blush out with this. There's that. And so then if you want to put this through here, you can put your fingers through here. So isn't that cool?
That's
so
neat.
That could be a gift with a purchase. And you'd hate to give them another gift that they could purchase from Turara because you want the PVs and you want the numbers. So rather than having to buy a product, these are some little tools that we can get for $15. And like maybe, you do their shipping for them. But that's just something that I found that I really, really have liked. So now you have a brush that you can get, and you've got a new powder puff. Another thing that I like to do is the girls, I've had some girls say that the lipstick's too bold for them. So one of the gifts that you could give is if they want the boldness, but not quite so bold, like on the Orchard or on the Boysenberry, I have used the Bear. So you might say, if you buy one, I'm going to give one to you for half price. And use the Bear because Gary calls it, or I think it was Gary that said, oh, we need to build a wardrobe of lipstick. And so that wardrobe of lipstick, you could help them because the Boysenberry, and you put the Bear. I like to put the Bear on the bottom because I have especially dry lips and mouth because of my Sjogren's syndrome, which is no moisture in my mouth. So I put the Bear on first. It gives a really good foundation, and then I put the other on. And so it softens it. You can build a wardrobe. So that's another idea that you could get if you feel like you don't have any discounts to give them. You could, when you buy one, you could buy one at half price. And I got some lipsticks, on sale when Terrara put them on sale. So there's some ideas.
Thank you. And I haven't mixed lipstick in so long, but that is a great idea. Now I got to open a Bear. I have all the other ones open, but Bear's just not me. But I could mix Bear with Bordeaux or even with Scarlet.
Yes, it's awesome.
And, yeah, I hadn't even thought of that. Thank you. And you're so right about, if all they want is a cleanser. That happened to me today. I have a couple girls that I'm doing Bible study with, and they're in their 20s. And about a month or so ago, one of them bought a cleanser from me for the first time. She just uses like soap, water, or whatever. And all she wanted was cleanser. That's all I sold her. And today, when she was here for Bible study, she said, I need to get a moisturizer. I'm loving the cleanser, but I need to get a moisturizer. And so
Right.
like she totally, I didn't even bring it up. So yeah, just like Jonya said, that's what they want. They're going to get it. So, you can advise them, but of course they're the ultimate decision maker on that. Just a little bit of verbiage I wanted to throw out too. I thought of this afternoon. It's kind of been going through my head. When we do a True Aura facial, I think I'm going to start promoting it as good, clean, fun, because we're cleaning our face. And another, when you do, like we used to call them office spas, a beauty break is going to be good for that. I have an office that wants me to come and do a beauty break for them. So it's going to be more of an educational thing. They're not going to be washing their faces, but I'm going to tell them about probiotics and skin and let them try it on their hand. And another thing that I did that worked, I actually have booked several parties this month. I've got 3 in January. One is the one I'm doing, 1 in February, and 1 in March. But one thing that I threw out there as a promotion was a free night cream. I looked on my shelf and I had 2 night creams. So I just kind of put it out there and said, okay, I have 2 night creams. Anybody that books, the first 2 that book in January, and one of them's taken. And another one, I was delivering an older product to her today, a lip appeal. And she brought it up and she said, what have you got for skin? So I told her about it. And I also said, I have a night cream that hasn't been claimed yet. So she was going to look at my website, and I'm going to follow up with her in the next day or so. But, if you have a product, or it could be a lipstick or whatever, like Jonya said, we have opportunities where we got stuff on sale. And I know I did take advantage of the sale last month where you could buy 2, get 1 free. And so I think I got a free lipstick and 2 free bronzers. So I have those on my shelf too that didn't cost me anything. And I may use those for promotion next month or whatever. But don't be afraid to do that. And even, fundraisers this time of year, people are raising money for all kinds of things, especially as spring comes and you've got teams and all that. And I love, I would do a fundraiser and I would give them a percentage of the party instead of hostess gifts. But now with True Aura, you could actually give them 5, 10, 15%, whatever percent you want to give. You could give them. Plus, they could still get hostess gifts. So that might be a way you can create that link, and they can see that. Okay, what questions do you guys have? Anybody have any questions? I'm trying to slide it over to see who I'm missing. All right. Well, I'm always open for suggestions on what y'all would like to cover on the Zoom call. And I know normally we don't do it till later in the month, but this was kind of time sensitive. And, we still have, even if you're at 0 and you want to make this work, you have plenty of time. I know my second party ever, I think, with True Aura, it was like 650 in one night. So you can do the 1,000 even if you're at 0. You just have to get out there and talk to people and use some of these ideas. And y'all know what to do. You just got to go do it. Don't spend all your time getting ready. Just go out there and do it. Just talk to people. And if you really believe in the product, you're being selfish if you don't share it. So anyway, and we're here to help if you guys need us. And anyway, I appreciate y'all being on tonight.
Hey, before you
Yes.
go, have a great trip. Michael,
Yes.
you're leaving in about 8 days.
Yeah, a week from today, I will be at
Yes.
Unico Resort, and that's y'all helped me earn that. That wasn't me. That was all of us.
That's great.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thanks, y'all.
Yay.
All
Can't
right.
wait
Have
to
a good evening.
Congratulations.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.